My name is Braum Katz. I'm a recent graduate from the College of William & Mary, and my college maintained unconstitutional speech codes, and I fought to have them changed.
Colleges who uphold red light status are acting in violation of the law.
I realized really what kind of stifling effect some of these policies had on campus.
Usually, administrators have a particular agenda. And as much as we might be loath to admit it, some of their goals are good. Administrators want to protect their students from being harassed. That's okay, as long as they do it within the confines of the law.
So I went back, I looked at the speech code, I looked at the problematic provisions, and all I did is I sat down on a laptop and I wrote just minor revisions.
Speech codes are very typically absurd, really absurd, and they lead to really absurd results. And you have to highlight those. The real crux of my campaign was the ban on anonymous literature. William & Mary is a hotbed of revolutionary activity. Under our campus's policy banning any form of anonymous literature, Thomas Paine would not have been able to distribute common sense.
One of the founding pamphlets in our country would not have been allowed to be distributed on William & Mary's campus.
And I made the point, William & Mary has banished common sense from campus.
Most students don't really know the absolute full extent of their rights.
We spoke about this earlier. You have to know your audience. And you have to tailor your message depending on who your audience is.
It's very, very important to involve other members of the community in it. You can't do it alone.
Something I did is even before I made my proposed revisions public, I got the endorsement of college Republicans and Students for a Democratic Society. You cannot ask for two more ideologically different groups on campus.
You need the student media. You need activists on campus.
Journalists get it. They know what stakes are, and they know how high the stakes are. Ask a newspaper to run a story about your efforts. A lot of campus newspapers are just dying for stories like that.
And part of it is just showing them that this is the just and right thing to do.
Because if the students are on board, it takes away the classical excuse of the administration, well, our student body wants this.
William & Mary is now a green light university, which is a unfortunately rare distinction in higher education, meaning that none of our policies are restrictive of student rights. And I think that that's fantastic, and I think that it is a legacy worthy of William & Mary.
FIRE does this work for you. Samantha Harris has done this work for you. Go to FIRE's website, look up your university, and find the provisions that are troubling.